Dr. Roberta Gilbert teaches that we are all conduits and receptors, as well as contributors to a much larger relationship process. Simply put, we all have a role in the dynamics of any relationship system that we are a part of. Let me ask you this. What role are you playing in your church, in your workplace, in your family? Stick around as we unbox your leadership by unboxing relationships. I'm Dr. Robert Davis, family life educator and relationship coach, and welcome to Unboxed, a frank and straightforward conversation about relationships. We're going to talk about family, church, workplace, and all other types of relationships. Join me for the next few moments as we unbox the power and potential of relationships and help you to live your best life. All right. Gather around. So glad to have you join us today on Unboxed. Before we get started, make sure that you like, subscribe, and share. That's right. Like, subscribe, and share. And if you listen to this via podcast, why don't you check us out at www.swg-unboxed.org. We're seasoned with grace unboxed. That's swg-unboxed.org. Last time we met, I discussed the various roles that some family counselors ascribe to people in dysfunctional families, especially our families with alcoholics. And we talked about the lost child. I'm going to put it up for you to see. We talked about the lost child. We talked about the problem child, the family hero, the mascot, and we said that these people perform different roles in order to maintain the dysfunction that goes on within the system. Mom, who may be the alcoholic, then dad would be the codependent. There's the alcoholic, mom the codependent. And you kind of see how the family kind of organizes itself with these different roles in order to function. As I shared the last time we were together, I view the various characters that people manifest not as roles, but as methods. Again, as methods that people use to manage life and relationship dynamics. And I want to suggest that each of us actually only fulfill two roles in any relationship system. The first role that we fulfill is, how will you manage your anxiety? That's the very first role that I fulfill. How will I manage my anxiety? And so the role that you play is the way that you manage your anxiety in the relationship system. When two or more people are in a relationship, they form a relationship system. I got to say that again. When two or more people are in a relationship, they form a relationship system. Just as true, when two or more people come together, anxiety at some level is going to be present. That is just a human phenomenon. The first role that you play is the role that you play in managing your anxiety, how you manage your anxiety. The second role you play is, how will you spread or minimize anxiety in the relationship system? Let me say that one more time. How will you spread or minimize anxiety in the relationship system? How will you perpetuate or alleviate anxiety in the system? As we discovered, Roberta Gilbert says, we are all conduits or receptors. Too often, leaders only think about the executive role they play and how they will perform their executive responsibilities. So my responsibility is the managing of the company's finances, or my responsibilities is to be the vision caster and to kind of be the big picture person. I'm the chief operating officer. So, my responsibility is to make sure the day-to-day operation is accounted for and that we have things in place, so that we operate correctly, whatever that may be. And we think a lot about what is it that I'm supposed to do from an executive perspective. And I want you to understand this. Education, training, or experience, well, I guess I should say, and or experience, makes someone more competent in how well they execute their job description, their job responsibility. How well are you able to be in the midst of anxiety and struggle with your own anxiety without spreading anxiety to others is the role that we play. Catch this now. The executive functioning is one thing. The role we play really boils down to it, how well we are able to be in the midst of anxiety, to struggle with our own anxiety without spreading anxiety to others. I was reading an article that was written by Greenwich Petrina. I hope that I didn't mess up the name, but Greenwich Petrina was talking about how Asians were wearing masks long before the COVID-19 pandemic. And this is what Greenwich says. In Japan, many people wear face masks. It's not to prevent the wearer getting the infection, or is the wearer already infected and protecting those around? Is the mask useful in protecting against virus or bacteria? And here's the catch. People in Japan would wear the mask so that they did not spread the bacteria or the virus to other people, because they understood that one of their roles was to make sure that while they're in the midst of viruses, in the midst of sickness, and had sickness themselves, that they were responsible to make sure that they did not spread it. As leaders, we are in the midst of anxiety. We have our own anxiety. And what we want to do is to figure out, how do we be in the midst without being a contributor and a spreader of anxiety? Wow, I want you to think about that. The most effective role that a leader can play is to manage their anxiety and to help prevent its spread throughout the system. This is how we unbox our leadership, by unboxing relationships. Take care.
Seasoned with Grace, Unboxed also provides healthy relationship training and leadership development for businesses, churches, and community organizations. For a free consultation to discuss your team's needs, please contact us at our website at swg-unboxed.org. That's swg-unboxed.org.